overheated in my costume and I did pass out. But you know what? I'm a champ and I'm back.
Now, let's make this clear. I have hemophilia. I was diagnosed with hepatitis C years ago, back in 2014. I'm cured of the hepatitis, but not the hemophilia. So, I do understand. I've had problems, being handicapped throughout my life. Now, this woman has had multiple problems with her health. There was a recent interview. I think People magazine had an exclusive interview in which she had talked about all the ailments she's had. I'm not going to pretend to know. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert. I don't know about her particular ailments. I only know about mine and how I have to overcome them. But I mean, I think after she faded or had a stroke or whatever, heart attack or whatever she was having, aneurysm, that you stop the show. You send everybody home. Nobody thought you were faking it. Nobody thought you were faking anything. So, I mean, at that point, you send everybody home. Everybody would have understood. Your guests would have understood. Like, okay, this girl got problems. She got to go to the doctor's ambulance. I mean, even when Conan O'Brien, if you remember, Conan O'Brien was racing Terry Hatcher around the set, and he fell and bumped his head. He had to go. He had to go at that point. He couldn't just stick around and be like, oh, everything's fine. Like, he had to go to commercial, but he and Andy Richter went to the hospital. So everybody remembers when Conan O'Brien did that. Here's the incident. Running down. Yeah, I mean, this was just because, yeah, ow. Yeah, so that's why they had a rerun. I remember this. Now, this is the way I choose to remember Wendy Williams from 2008. That's not Wendy. Where the hell is it? Yep, there she is. She got booty. She was like the original thick chick, okay? Rome Rush and I would have fought over her, okay? I mean, she got it. She had that going on. That's the way I remembered her. I mean, that's the way I remembered Wendy Williams. What a fine-looking woman that was. I wish she hadn't lost the weight. I guess I don't know if she lost the weight artificially or through hard work. But damn, that was as good as she ever looked. I mean, ever looked. So, I mean, the story with her was that, she worked her way to the top. I think she worked against her parents' wishes, and she wanted more power, more fame. So she had her parents' disapproval, but she was willing to work. She started out, I think, being an announcer at her brother's little league baseball game, I think, or high school baseball game. I'm not sure. Look at those legs. I mean, she was thick in all the right places. She was married, and then her husband cheated on her, so she became Wendy Hunter and not Wendy Williams, but people remember her as Wendy Williams. Wells Fargo got involved in her bank transactions, I think. I'm going by the Wikipedia stuff. She's had so many things wrong with her. She has had so much drama. Now, you go back to the whole Drew Carey incident, and that was shit. Her kind of mocking was a TikToker who died. And she even went as far as to say, well, where's your evidence? If you were raped by somebody, where's your proof? It's like, Wendy Williams, why? Why would you say stuff? Why would you say stuff? You know what I mean? It's like, what's wrong with you? Now, here she's defending Trump, but not to the point where she would vote for him. I guess, we both kind of feel the same way. We're both like, okay, Trump has a right to run. And I'm sure she would be against the whole censorship of him on the ballots, but not exactly rallying for the right, not wearing a MAGA hat, but not defending the left, bureaucracy or whatever it is of usual Hollywood narratives. But I think part of me feels like she's controversial for controversial's sake, like, do you want to make fun of someone who a game show host / comedian's fiance for dying? I mean, there's just some things that aren't that funny, and she just didn't give a shit. Just think what you want. But yeah, she got herself into a whole bunch of messes. But I remember her being that thick chick from way back, So let's see a little bit of the recent interview. This is the first time I'm seeing this. Now, yeah, she has dementia as well as the Graves' disease and all these other things. I don't know. I can't even pronounce. Good God, that thumbnail. Yeah, I mean, she looks, shit. Rome Rush looks better than her right now. I mean, in 2008, Rome Rush, check him out on his YouTube channel. Rome Rush and I would have fought over her. Now it's like Rome Rush is prettier than her. I mean, it's I don't know what the hell is going on. Aphasia. Yeah, I don't know. My feeling after looking at the Wikipedia and looking at just the different interviews is that this woman did not care about her health more than her work. I My feeling is that she put her work above her health. You got to stop. Conan O'Brien had to stop. You had to stop and check yourself. Which, to be fair, she probably did after wearing that damn Liberty costume. But it's like you gotta breathe. Now I don't know Whoopi Goldberg's Whoopi, so I'm not listening to this. But there's just so much going on with her right now. It's just she's not the same. I did see a little bit of her interview on Twitter where she had to point out that she's Hunter now, not Williams, which is true. I mean, a lot of same things that she's saying is true. I think they said that she has the same dementia that Bruce Willis has, the same level. I don't know about the same level that Nichelle Nichols have. Rest in peace, Nichelle Nichols. But Jesus, oh my, that is not a sexy look ever at all. Oh my God. I mean, I don't know what's going on. Uh, Uncle Tim's Rants and Reviews can't figure it out. I can't figure it out either. Like, it's just, we're going to move on to other talk show hosts. Now, as far back as I can remember, the first daytime talk show host I can remember was Phil Donahue. The notable thing about him was that he was going to live or recorded live a execution of a prisoner. That did not go through, but I do remember that controversy. Other than that, he was this like the first old man sort of daytime talk show host. Predates Oprah, okay? Not to be confused with, I know that looks like Phil Donahue. That's Sally Jesse Raphael. One of the first women I can remember. And there's Ricky Lake. I remember Ricky Lake. Ricky, before Oprah. So Ricky Lake, she was like Channel 13. Yeah, Channel 13. KCOP in Los Angeles. So yeah, I remember her. Her along with the other two. Then there's Richard Bay. It was kind of like Gallagher, but he would have all these weird props or like somewhere between Carrot Top and Gallagher. He's just that outrageous daytime talk show host. Then Donnie and Marie, about 20 years older, had their own show. I think it was the last time that we saw Carol O'Connor and Gene Stapleton, Archie Bunker. They had a reunion show for All in the Family. Mr. Montejo Williams. So I think he might be the first black daytime host. I think. If I'm wrong, somebody really old will challenge me on this, but I think so. From my memory, I remember that. Gordon Elliott, just like Gordon Elliott was the first Australian host. Remember, he had Bob Barker. It's one of my great talk show. One of my great guests is on Bob Barker. Bob Barker's on the show from The Price is Right. Ainsley Harriott, the famous, I think he's, Australian chef? No, somewhere part of Europe chef. And I don't remember who, but there was an actual husband and wife daytime couple that had their own show on KCOP 13 or My 13. Somebody will tell me because their show didn't last very long. Gayle King, Oprah's good buddy. She had a show for a while on CBS. Rest in peace, Jerry Springer. And his bodyguard sidekick, Steve Wilkos. Yeah, I remember this guy. Jenny Jones. Anybody remember her? Yeah, from the 90s. Oh, that whole controversy, that whole court case was somebody died, somebody killed someone else. I don't know if it was a gay lover or what was going on. But yeah, look that up. It's an interesting story. Rosie O'Donnell, just look her up in Tom Selleck. You'll see what the problem was with that. Who decided she should be Betty Rubble? And then she was replaced by Caroline Ray, who was a little bit better, but didn't last so long. The ratings couldn't hold up. And no matter what more important things were going on in the world, it was always about Ellen being mean. So she got upstaged by there's Drew Barrymore, who wants you to know she cares, I guess, whatever that means, another show. Remember when Katie Couric had her own show? Remember Maria, she's a bit older now, she doesn't look as great, but whatever. Acuerdas, you remember this? You remember? Yeah, it's Maria Luria, and they had on KRSA, they had Maria Luria and Jose Luis Cid Censura. And there's the elephant in the room. Well, no longer an elephant. She's probably lost some weight. Is she still on the front covers of her own magazine? O magazine. Anyway. So yeah, I think that look, I wish Wendy Hunter the best recovery. If she can recover, she will not be the same. It was kind of like when Roger Ebert was not the same person after a long hiatus, and then he died a few years after that. Um, you know, I think there's so much now on the internet, social media, Twitch streams, and YouTube, and Kick, and Rumble, and Vimeo, or whatever's still out there. Okay, people don't want people. It's even one radio talk show host said this is just garbage for women. Women want narratives. They want soap opera drama. But maybe some of them feel like, oh, I don't want to watch soap operas. I'll watch something else. And they watch, either Judge Judy or Judge Cuntface or whatever Judge is on, Ready to Rule. That Judge is ready to rule, Um, I'm sure Oprah's turned down many offers to be a judge on some show. It's like, come on, Judge Oprah, Judge Oprah. Nah, I don't. It's too much work. I don't gotta do Judge Oprah. So you never saw that. There was a black judge, a TV show judge, in a fictional setting in the movie Red Heat with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jim Belushi. Oh, they really foretold the future because you had Judge Wapner and all that stuff. You get a car, you get a car, you get a car. It's like, ugh. I mean, it's just a meme now. It's like Oprah's a meme. Oprah's got so much money she could buy the center of the universe with it, right? And I think we've moved on. We've moved on to YouTube. Most of us should have moved on to YouTube personality. Some people still hang on to their TV sets. Oh my God, what is this? Aliyah! What is that? Australia. Oh no, Australia. What is that? You're going to Australia? What is that? I picked a GIF here. This is the meme here. I think Candace Owens tries to do the compromise of having a studio audience, right? Having a bunch of people clap and cheer. I mean, you don't really need the studio audience. I mean, it's nice to have a listening party or having people or visit people or see your favorite chat members in person, have a small party of people. But the formal show, the formal daytime talk show, I mean, a lot of it's just fluff. I mean, oh, I forgot to mention Maury Povich. You are not the father. You are the father. There's so many. I mean, those are Maury Povich was the most popular, one of the most popular, besides Oprah, besides Drew Barrymore, and Martha Stewart. Remember, Martha Stewart had her own show, and then she got into trouble with Enron. Long, long history of so many things that knock into other things, that knock into other things, that knock it like a domino effect. Okay. And now here we are remembering things from 2 years ago, and we can't remember any further back. So yeah, she has like this like studio audience. I think Mike Huckabee has a studio audience. So they try to do the formal show, but I think this is this is not the studio. But she had the studio before. I'm not sure she still does the studio. I haven't been paying attention. We've moved on. Conan O'Brien, you remember I talked about him before. Conan O'Brien did the right thing by retiring. Jay Leno wants to keep doing shows. You still got Jimmy Fallon and lunatic Stephen Colbert. We're just moved on. Best speedy recovery, Wendy. Maybe your future's in YouTube. Maybe your future's in podcasting. Maybe your future's on Twitch playing video games. I don't know. Maybe you'll just do that. But I think she would probably disrespect the cancel cultures if she was able and willing to go back to work. That's just how it would be. Good luck too, Candace.